stuck in traffic on the 880, northbound, somewhere between Union City consumer wasteland and Hayward industrial warehouse hell. A man in the midst of a mid-20s life crisis is forced to pause, mind caught by the lights of a Chuck E. Cheese blooming red and virile in the haze of an early morning Bay Area December storm. There's a hiccup in the pulse of his daily river, brief breaks in the rhythm and the time, seconds where he is seeing those shutter flashes of a younger sun. To what made him ache with nostalgia, there were these. Glimpses of baseball diamond in the last cheery echo of a late Iowa spring, boys in uniform, in position, one chewing absently on the worn leather of a well-used glove, staring at the clouds, listening for the crack of the bat, the rush of wind in the moments before a hero is made, and the crowd goes wild. The crowd, a motley collection of grandparents, friends, and relatives, cheering as if to say more than just win, cheering in celebration of innocence, of youth, of sunburned cherub faces in need of bathing, of little mouths chewing sloppily bubblegum and sunflower seeds, each with a brightly drawn stain of Gatorade as mustache. The twinkle of apprehension and joy in the eyes as the ball comes flashing like a star plucked out of the sky and hurled to earth, awaiting the swing of some cosmic bat, splinter of wood whose construction lends itself to the furthering of lofty hopes and tightly wound dreams. Also, glimpses of too small car with too many bodies, legs and hands pressed against another's, each grasping cheap cans with which to swill, to blindly seek something other than inebriation, something closer to their own personal gods, their desires to soar, each to his own personal mountain, on his own swift-drafted swan breath from heaven, the crisp of night in the frigid depths of Midwestern December, the silhouette of tree groves among the empty fields, so stark against the blue-black-white blaze of the faraway stars. The car's inhabitants, mere teenagers, wearing masks of age for the night's duration, practicing their loud introductions to the world, postulating ideas which undulate back and forth in a thriving mass of exhaled troubles and inhaled epiphany. The sparks of youth set to kindling by the meeting of one another's burning gaze, by the share of coughs and sickness and heartache, the celebration of which is like the christening of a newborn, this holding of a fresh spring meadow fine for all to see. Look, see there, the eyes, they blinked. And all look down at their swill and nod in this shared conspiracy, called raw, cruel, and unadorned by some, sweet, delicate, and tender by others. So are bonds formed by fire, within an old white, off-white Honda Civic, in the dead of night, dark side of the moon playing low and melancholic monotone, behind the sway of conversation. These are the nights that they will wear like tattoos, something to point proudly at and laugh. Also, glimpses of a family wound tight like multicolored thread in the loom, as a porpoise pod, cohesive and neat upon initial inspection, those secret chaoses lie hid beyond the swish of fin and tail, the giggle of snout, and the sun-drenched aisle somersaulting of solstice sunsets. 7 in number, interchangeably individual, each to each a link to the world, sharing arteries in symbiotic union, tumbling adolescence, finding treasures and pain, inevitable share. Always that point, that sharing, and again inevitability, the grooming of oneself like the sibling or parent, inextricable when so many mirrors are held so close to one another. In moments of familial doubt, so much can be revealed if you just look harder at the ugliness, stare into the devil's face, and learn to count his teeth so you can size a necklace on which to hang them. And so there is a spinning world on which the numbers dance, and all of us who live above can clap our hands and exclaim with glee, at least until the car behind us and the car behind that one begin to honk, and we put the car in drive, and so doing, move onward to where it might be that we are going.